for City consistently, mate. Gyökeres has goals but no assists. It's looking better with a certain type of play if he could do it. But that's what I mean, accepting man for what they are. I'm not going to ask Gyökeres to score goals. I'm not going to ask Gyökeres to create. I'm not going to ask Kai to bag goals. Like, rightly or wrongly, as much as it pisses me off, and we've had conversations that sometimes I need to accept man for what they are. Gyökeres can give it a good goal. Last 2 games has been a bit meaty from him in that regard, but he's a limited service-reliant striker. If you play direct, get him in positions, that's him. Kai Havertz, he's going to get him behind. You don't really have much faith in him with that. There's certain, like, you just wish you could combine a Gyökeres and a Kai together. We've got a lot of them kind of guys, man. Like, sometimes I feel if Martinelli had Trossard's decision-making, he'd be a lot better, but that's not how life works. Like, say in a video game. Waltmarder has more vision, precision, and creativity than Odegaard. To be fair, when Waltmarder and Visa linked up, my heart dropped. I genuinely thought I thought the minute Visa connects to that, it's 1-1. So there were moments where football decided in both ends. We could have got more goals, and we can be pissed off with that, but we need to be thankful we never conceded, because if life was fair, we'd all have a lot less. And if we're honest with you, Newcastle deserved at least a goal or two. In other ways, this could have ended 1-0 each way. Could have been 1-0 to us. Could have been 1-1, max 2-2, maybe 3-3. You get where I'm going, but we can only deal with the facts. We won today. Take the good, make it great, address the evident areas of improvement, innit? Nah, Gyökeres was shocking today. Kai completes that pass to Saka 9 times out of 10, 100%. You see the difference? As soon as Saka came on the pitch, suddenly Martin passing the ball quicker, gets a shot off on target. The attack know the plan when Saka's on the pitch. I see Doku's resurgence and feel we can rehab Noni. Football IQ can be coached. How many goals has Doku got? Because you are doing well, but I need to see 2 strong goal-scoring campaigns from Doku before I say he's turned the corner. Because for every game you perform like this, how you might have any point this season, your season's even been up and down. It can be improved, but like, I know Noni's improving, like he's trying to improve, but bro, like how many times you need to be in the same situation? Once or twice I can forgive it. It's happening. It happens almost in every game. And it happens sometimes 2 or 3 similar actions in the game. On paper, Noni, there's a lot of tools you've got that I like. You like to take on your man. You are confident, but you overrun it. Sometimes you run into blind alleys with your head down. Sometimes you do the wrong. You don't have the balance of when to keep it simple, when to overcomplicate. And that's why as much as Noni needs to answer for that, I'm not going to I'm looking at the gaffer because you're telling me he can help us for this season. And I'm not trying to make it about Noni or about Martinelli. It's just when you look at the collective attacking options, someone ideally who should be playing in the center of the midfield or in a central position. Eze is better than anything you lot can try run me left wing. Max Dowman, whether he gets goals or assists, I got a lot more faith in him on the right hand side. If it's not Bukayo, then people that have played for their country, played for big clubs, etc. I hear what you're saying with Doku, but 2 goals, really, 7 assists, fair play, but it's hardly enough to say a resurgence because Doku's got all the physical tools. If Doku really had that resurgence and that football IQ, he's easily a double-figure winger. And City probably don't even buy Semenyo and them kind of guys. Plenty of chances gone begging, though. Just that lack of good assist or pass. You know what? He's not the worst offender, yeah. But as I said, there's certain players I don't really believe in these situations. Declan Rice is one that I do believe in. Declan's one pissed me off. Declan, like, come on, mate. I didn't even do you know what? A lot of third man runs from Zubamendi. I was happy with it today. Zubi was good. On a side note, what was it like to see Abby get the hope? Then it dashed away in the space of 10 minutes. She was more vexed that West Ham won versus Spurs winning. And yeah, it was nice to see the smile kind of wiped. We can't pass on the counter. We can, it's just, well, no, we can't. We can, but again, if you're going to counter-attack, we're overhitting, we're underhitting, you get where I'm going. The only counter-attack of recent that actually looked like someone knows exactly what they're doing, it was actually Martinelli making the run off the ball, and obviously Max Dowman just taking over everything against Everton. One thing that annoyed me with Odegaard was the pass he didn't play into Havertz when he was last man. Glad for the win, but the performance at home was too shaky. He needs to make better passes forward. Better yet, he needs to give Gyökeres the ball. We've been scraping wins all season and it's left us too drained. Odegaard could have played Havertz on the run in the first half. Same with Gyökeres in the 65th. Fair play, to be fair. 70th and around the 80th. His pass to Gyökeres that Pope was fouled was overhit as well. Today was same old, same old. The manager is to blame. Why is Odegaard drifting between our centre-backs to get the ball? Dude should be higher up the field. I can't lie. If he doesn't do it, who will? Because then it's going to be Eze and Odegaard's going to have to stay. Like, we're going to need somebody from midfield's going to have to do that, if I'm honest. Now people can shut up about Saka. Look when he comes on compared to that fake Bandulu Ronaldinho wannabe. Take that headband off, bro. You're not that guy. Boring tactics as usual. Needs to be sacked. Kizzy's not here for it, bro. Bloody hell. We should sign Mitoma, sell Jesus, Martinelli, and Trossard. Our attack consists of 4 or 5 squad players. No one really good enough to hold down a spot consistently. And as I said, if we want to be a competitive team, which is what we've done so far, that's enough. See, if you want to win a Prem, win a Champs, this is it. Now, obviously, the manager's tactics make the difference. From what I'm about to say, the manager's tactics make the difference, and also the players, yeah? But away from the obvious, this is genuinely how I've approached this. I've said this in August, and I'm saying it now. It's a bit different because it's out of our hands. Champions League brings up a lot of, I don't know the word, but uncertainty. Let's go for uncertainty. It brings a lot of uncertainty. Premier League is out of our hands. I mean, you can say it's in your hands. You can say it's out your hands. City win all their games. We win all our games. It goes down to goal difference. Goal difference isn't kind to us, regardless of what it says on paper right now, where it looks a bit close, right? But so within that remit, yeah, I think Mikel Arteta's got to win me the Premier League. Like, and I've believed that. You know, how you find that balance of keeping what we're good at and evolving us, when to rotate, all of the things that the good, bad, and the ugly that the gaffer needs to show over a 38-game period. As I said, the players are involved, but you need to win me a Premier League. The Champions League is different. I think my players need to go win me that. We're all in it together, but my players need to go win me that, because whether I think it's positive or negative, like when we went out to Paris Saint-Germain, when we went out the quarterfinals to Bayern Munich, I can nitpick, and I do feel like kind of how I feel about the Premier League. Yeah, it's a series of bad decisions on and off the field that have got us so close but so far. So when the periods happen where we might feel the Prem's gone or we got at the Champions League, it's obviously frustrated in those 90 to 180 minutes if you're talking about either the Champs or the Prem. But it's also like the collective decisions. One thing I'd say is I know the gaffer's going to set us up in a way that we're not getting embarrassed. You know, he's overthought something in the Champions League. Tactically, do I think we can hang? Not saying better when our tactics are so good, but do I think we can give an even fight tactically, manager to manager, Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid? We need to get through them 2 games before you talk about Paris Saint-Germain or Bayern Munich. Obviously, at least 2 of those clubs are better than us, maybe even 3, or they're better than the gaffer. But you get what I mean, innit? Like, off the ball tactics, we will be to a certain level. But then I look at what separates us. Because Atletico Madrid, they've got the pedigree of getting to a final, getting over the line, all of that kind of stuff. I know we beat them in the league phase, but for me, that's the same as when we beat PSG. It's a very different moment when we bucked PSG in the league versus league phase of the champs versus, you know, the latter stages. So it gives you confidence, but no confidence against a back, because the context is different. We beat Bayern, we beat Atletico. Tactically, do I think Arteta can even it out against Simeone, against Company, and Simeone and Luis Enrique? Yes, and they could also do him. But we've got nothing that separates them. Because whatever I feel about that, they've got all of that and to higher levels, and they've also got players that can make the difference. Because tactically, let's just say we're fighting for 89 minutes against Bayern Munich, PSG, or Atletico. We've got them on the ropes, and tactically, it's a good, positive stalemate. It's even. Their players are in better. Their attackers are in better moments. Griezmann might make the difference. Lookman, if he's fit, might make the difference. Julian Alvarez might make the difference. All of them guys there at PSG, like even in their lot, bro, every time you watch France, Kvaratskhelia doing madness, Doué's doing madness. Before you talk about Dembele and the rest of them, I'm not going to tell you about Bayern. 2 of their players are probably in for a Ballon d'Or shout, you know, whether it's Elise with France or Kane, obviously with England, especially depending on what goes on in the World Cup. I look at my team, who's really the difference makers like that. Someone might bag a goal or because there's been some, you know, Gyökeres, I wouldn't say clutch, but Gyökeres has shown he can be clutch for us. Kai has shown he can be clutch for us. Trossard in the first half of the season has shown he could do something. Saka historically, but apart from Saka, who's in a terrible moment, our players are not in form. And who do you really bet on? Because that's as part of the Champions League sometimes as well. You might just need to think out the gaff. Bit of individual brilliance. Saka's banged it from 30 yards. Eze's done something you can't, whatever. And you can get the same examples with the 3 other teams, including us in the competition. The Premier League, I think it's been with the gaffer, innit? So, boy, we'll have to. Champions League is Champions League. We'll consider that tomorrow, bro. Noni would lose the ball, then act surprised, raising up. Bro, that was pissing me off, man. Happy with the result. Newcastle usually worries me. We do need to sharpen up with the final third passing, though. Odegaard and Gyökeres both had chances to make the right pass, but failed to do so. And you, man, are right. Because that also, well, then there's something collectively, then, because we're saying whether the ability or not, Odegaard, Martinelli, Gyökeres, who else was there? Declan Rice, Martinelli. Like, it's several players then. I'm happy to just be in these situations because it don't feel like we're there. But yeah, man, with a big game on Wednesday, maybe a little workout was worth the win. Odegaard has settled us out of possession since he's been back. Not great going forward, but we're better with him in the side. The problem with Arteta is he allows the attackers to play safe. Noni, Eze, Trossard take more risk than Odegaard. Nelly, I've been Odegaard's biggest defender, but the fall-off is so real. He wins no duels and cannot turn and drive on the ball anymore. He's still a good player, but limited now compared to his first few seasons. Noni needs to train with Saka and how to cut inside and get a shot off. He does everything perfectly to set up for the final shot and ends up taking a touch that goes out of play or a needless backward. And that sums it up, because that's almost like Martinelli, very different. But if there's 3 actions that result, if you have to complete 3 actions to score a goal, pardon me, it'd be fair to say Noni, Madueke, and Martinelli, they're them players that they will do the two of the 3 actions will be good. But the third and most decisive one won't. And if that was a young Max Dowman or some 18, 19-year-old, I'd have more excuses for it. But you, man, have played for your country, you're on P's, you're fairly established individuals. So 50% the gaffer, because you're telling me that these are good enough to contribute. 50% you lot, because I know you lot are trying to improve, but it's not happening. And then this is why, for me, I accept you, man, for what you are. I don't think it's good enough. I don't think we're going to get out of the hood, but I can't keep getting vexed. There's very few players I've got genuine expectation on. But the main thing is we won, innit? It was hard. It wasn't. It worked. Wow, we're back. We're amazing. Like, we won. There were shaky moments, and we're talking about context. I'm at the point people just get the thing done. Pray to God that City drop points. You know, make sure you win your final 4 games. Let's breathe a huge sigh of relief and book this parade, innit? Because Lord knows the fans deserve this shit. 4 opportunities of silverware. Now, you got to a League Cup final, didn't get over the line, or put your best case forward. You went out the FA Cup. Technically, you're still in a Premier League fight, even though it's in or out of our hands, depending on what Arsenal fan you speak to. Champions League brings up uncertainties. To not bring 1 of the 4 is unacceptable. And that is the worst of, for me anyways, that's the worst of these 4 years we've aspired to win a bit of silverware. Because this is actually the first year I've gone into it believing that, yeah, we shoot ourselves in the foot, Arteta this, players that. I don't think we're perfect, but yo, we have to get this over the line. We can get this over the line. And at one point, we're talking about 12 points, 9 points. And now look, man, are doing algebra goal difference. So I don't want to have those conversations, but this will be the worst and unacceptable. And heads need to roll. Whether anything's going to change, it depends who you ask. So yeah, man. It's an interesting one in that regard. Why is this still on the screen? Big up you lot, by the way. I missed you guys, man. Smash the like button. I told you, man, about Saka. Overall, I'm encouraged by the performance in the context of what we've been. Yeah. But yeah, from what I want to see of an Arsenal team, nah. They need to coach Noni how to combine with others in 1 or 2 touch. It's not that these things are wrong, yeah, and you can always change. Some man are late bloomers and whatnot, yeah, but honest to God, if these things are not in your game now, are they ever going to be there? Like, seriously, man, like, I'm not even trying to make it about Noni. This could apply to Kai, Noni, the majority of our attacking it, really, but you're 24, bro. Bearing in mind, Wenger says, rightly so, when you turn 23, that's when it's there. You're 24. You're 24. How many times, like, just to see your what you've been capped, if this is correct, you've been capped 10 times. So you're 24, you've been capped 10 times for England, you've played for Chelsea, big club, you played for Arsenal, big club, also PSV, big club, one of the biggest in Holland. You've got 2 goals. So I think you've delivered on brand with what I expected of you. Am I happy with that 100%? No. But you played 37 times for my football club, 92 times for Chelsea, 80 times for PSV, 10 times for your country. Should we really be talking about this stuff? And if we're talking about this stuff, then what's going on? Decision-making and discipline are 2 of the most underrated aspects. If, like, bro, you're too old. You're not too old. You're 24. You can get your act together. But like, these are conversations I should be having about the youths. Should be talking about Harriman and Noose like this, and Max Dowman and Miles Lewis Skelly and Wanyeri and all them kind of guys. Not Martinelli, Noni Madueke, this one, that one, and the third. So it's for me, you can go the way I see it with Noni. I just think you're gonna go through purple patches. I think you're gonna do what the Trossard and Martinelli done. Like, you're gonna have some good goal scoring returns here and there, but I'm never gonna believe that's you. It's too many similar situations. Too many purple patch squad players in that attack. Saka was the only 31, and it's uncertain if he'll get back to his best, not this season at least. Full 90 minutes for Nketiah, Ben White, and Odegaard. Glad to see these man fully fit. I bet you they're not. I bet you it's a struggle. But you know what? I give them that the commitment. Man said Ogate will transform our midfield. I thought I was deluded. Still, that's crazy. But Saka's watch. Look what he's doing. Bro, I don't think football IQ can be coached easily, bro. I don't. Because I'm sure you lot, especially the wingers, they bring up them clips of you 1v1, the things you did good, the things you did bad. I'm sure these players are aspiring to do better, but you're just not that guy, bro. Like, this is you. I'm not going to lie, yeah. Let me not even say it, man. I'm part of Newcastle, we lot saying, Fanoni. You lot might be dumb enough to run us our 50 back as well. Come, man. We'll even give you cheeky Ben White loan. Saka being back will be huge. Hopefully starts versus Atletico. I don't think he will, man. I think they're going to do the managing minutes thing. Doku is a purple patch player as well. And in same games, first sometimes maybe good, but maybe shit. Noni has all the physical tools. He needs that bozo showboat gene beaten out of him. For me, I like what Noni is. It's just the decision making. If you had Saka's decision making, your quality, but this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Martinelli. If you had Trossard's decision making, even though Trossard ain't amazing, if you had Trossard's IQ, you'd be a better footballer. If Noni had the IQ, you'd be a better footballer. These are the things. There's things Gyökeres can do that Kai can't do. Kai can do, but Gyökeres can't do. We wish we could combine them. We've been having these conversations, but we can't do that, so it's redundant. So I accept them all for what they are. But we've been having these conversations for a minute. We have. Noni is just a backup. He brings something different to Saka, but then his end product is weak. Yeah, but as you see, with football, sometimes your backup has to play all the time. We saw it last season why you need depth and how things can change. Although I have said players that are on the peripheral, we should have like denominations. I've never subscribed to this. Everyone's a starter. That's all bullshit. There's obviously going to be a hierarchy, but as we've seen with injuries, certain squad players will become regulars. Really, we just wish it was regulars and other players have taken their chances, and the first team regulars, the quality starting players, they become squad players by default. I can't act surprised. And this is why we ultimately always fall short. We'll have good moments in certain times, and even that, Noni's, well, you're not in any form really, because it's not good, it's not bad, it's what you've been doing, but like, horrible today. Quite forward. Maybe it's because, you know, we're just trying to get the result done and we're thinking about Atletico and managing players' fitness, but you shouldn't have got 80 minutes. You rightly got hooked against City. Like, FA Cup games is when you probably played all right. Yeah, Doku's got like 8. Bro, you're not going to change. The penny's not going to drop. These man got the physical capabilities. You lot are buying it. How we not got 100 likes? Rice pissed me off. Yeah, Rice pissed me off with that. Thoughts on Saliba. Thought Saliba did well, apart from that little moment where he bugged out. Rice been crap since Jan. We've ran him and Zubi into the ground, bro. I don't know about Arsenal legend, but he's a warrior, man. Legend, for me, you got to do a lot. For me, I got a lot of time for Nketiah. A lot of time for Nketiah. Obviously, he's not the best footballer in the world, but he's a warrior. He's a madman. You go to war for you. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. What we saying for Nico Williams in the summer. If we sign him, great, but bro, you've messed everyone about, man. Fuck him. When you do the messing about thing, I want to leave. I don't want to leave dead. It's genuinely like the attack receives no coaching, which I agree with, because collectively we need to do better in the final third. But again, if we're really going to have to really do one-to-one coaching for some of these attackers, we're in trouble, bro. Like, these are not little kids. This ain't like when Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, like the Nelson, all the Eddie, them little youths are about. When you got kids, then yeah, there's certain things man shouldn't have to teach these players. And I know they know it. I know they're trying, but you ain't got the juice, bro. Martinelli, Madueke, Gyökeres are so poor technically. Havertz is dead. Trossard is more cold than hot. But we can't hear you. Are you sure you can't hear me, mate? Nah, That must be you. Probably the one that said it. Malik Fifana's had a horrible injury. Which Diamande are you talking about? Are you talking about the winger or the centre half? The winger, I like him, but is it Bundesliga tax? You don't get better technically after 23. You just get better at your decision making. That's my hope with Noni in it. Because it's just decision making. You will never be the best winger and the best thing since sliced bread, but you could be a lot more devastating and effective. And I shouldn't have these conversations. Arteta, are you working with him? Noni, are you working hard enough? I'm sure you both are. But whatever it is, it's not working, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Every ball Noni runs out of play is a chance missed. DG forgot Lookman at Fulham. True. No, but Lookman, that was more confidence. He was rubby at Fulham and Everton. That was more confidence. I'm sure I got a video on my channel when he was out here at Charlton, but his decision making has been there. It's more confidence. The only time Lookman's had shit decision making was it for Fulham. He took that horrible penalty in the last minute. He saw his name in lights, innit? I don't know why he did that. His decision making's always been better. I don't want no more potential use, man. Man said something, Bruno Fernandes. You're dream chasing. But this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, we wish we could take this off that player, add it to this player. And I know we all know this, but you can't do that, innit? We can't afford to have players that are squad quality of our expectations. If Noni was actually a squad player, you're getting an occasional start here, random 60 minutes here, 20 minutes, half an hour here. Great. But and I know it's not the same, yeah, and it's not intangible, but Gaffer, bro, like Turkey was 30 million euros. I know we don't know when transfers are happening, but that was 30. This was 50 odd. You spent peas, bro. And it's a humbling experience. See, like, as an Arsenal fan, you know, I weren't there for George Graham, innit? I'm 31. Like, it's a humbling experience. Really believing more in my defenders, and it's a very humbling experience. Not to be, there's a couple players that are, but it can't be said for all of the attacking unit. Like, you're blessed technically and you're of a certain level and whatnot. Stop the expensive experiments now. Bro, I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. A part of me was thinking Newcastle, they're respecting us a bit too much. Like, when Tonali was spamming those balls in, I'm sure in the first half, Bruno had an opportunity from a set piece, didn't do well enough. Hi, DG. So Noni loves to take on players, right? Why not try him as a 10? Maybe it could change his game. Just a suggestion. Nah, G, nah. Nah, it's not going to bang, bro. It's not going to bang. Trust me. We're not going to get out the hood. I don't think we use Gyökeres and Nelly well, in my opinion. They're both basic players and are only good at certain things like running in behind, but we don't play on that. I hear it. Bro, I would, you know what? For me, Kai Havertz, you need to be moved on. You got one more year. Keep it for one more year and then just phase out the reboards, man. I like Marino. We miss him, but in the next 1 to 2 years, Marino, Kai Havertz, Odegaard, if you don't pattern, Newcastle, what are you lot saying for Noni? What are you lot telling me for Martinelli? What are you lot saying for Trossard? Berta, I know you got me for Jesus. Just revamp that. Now, Kai's not done. And I feel sorry for Kai because he's another one we've run into the ground, bro. That's probably the most annoying thing from today, in that you're concerned a bit about Eze. Naturally, you're concerned a bit about you're concerned about Kai. It seems a lot more upbeat on Eze than it definitely does for my man, but here's what it is. Noni number 10, send me to jail. I don't want to be in that. Noni 10, we're not gonna get out of the hood, bro. We're not gonna make it. I do think Kai's gonna get a new deal. Marino will go before Kai, but then could we get better players in general than Odegaard and Kai Havertz? They're not going to be the first out, but they're on big wages. Arteta might just have to accept time catches up with everyone. Noni has tech, he has skills. He just needs to stop doing back heels in the box or taking every touch. Is standing 2 inches from goal, I still believe. Show me a year of consistent improvement with that, then cool. I'm not on that, bro. Like, I've checked out of that. Like, we've got too many, bro. We've been signing, had too many players where the sentences start with if Mikel can. Noni Madueke is one of those players. You're either gonna, I don't believe your end product's ever going to be suitable, but you're either going to get that end product and go up the gears, or this is how you're going to play from now to the end of your footballing career. I'm sorry, but you're a big man. Ability is one thing, but I trust more in Max Dowman's decision making, who I think is, from what I've seen of Max Dowman, we could see generational talent, mature beyond his years in how he carries himself on and off the field. But there's also moments Max Dowman does things that a 16-year-old footballer does. If we didn't know their ages and how you play football, dedication dictates your age, you would think Noni's one of the youngest in the team. Noni Madueke pisses me a lot. You don't know how much of a fan I am of Martinelli, but Noni pisses me off a lot less than Martinelli. Madueke pisses me off a lot less than Martinelli. But then you're both rubbish. Like I said, it's more hope. I want to get past the hoping. I want to know what. Obviously, form can fluctuate, but I want to look at my attack and know what I'm getting. In the same way, I know what I'm getting from my defenders. I know what Timber can do and what Ben White can do, and Hincapié and Calafiori, and obviously my two centre halves. You're not like, you're kind of prepared for anything. You're prepared for Noni, Martinelli, these ones to have good games and shit games. Every season, mismanagement of players and squad rotation is getting too much. Martinelli, we know he can do more. Madueke playing at his limit. Can Martinelli do more, really? Like that 2022-23 season is taxed. I think Khalid said it. Martinelli, Madueke, and Gyökeres, you kind of man, you just got to make it simple for you. Let's just play direct and just hope for the best. The techie ball, you can't do it, bro. I'm not sold on Martinelli any longer. He's limited. Just head down, run, drip. Bro, a lot of these attackers can leave, bro. Martinelli is miles better than Noni. But Joe Linton was a striker and transformed. Marino was transformed to a forward. Yeah, I would say Joe Linton, but I could talk about Marino. Marino's intelligent, though. Like, Kai is that one thing I say, Kai Havertz is actually intelligent. Like, you're poor, but you can tell you're actually thinking about what you're doing. Marino is like very intelligent. He might not be, like, his game is based on intelligence, isn't it? He might not be the most gifted technically. He might not be the fastest or the strongest or a skill merchant. Marino, you can tell Marino's thinking about what he's done. Jesus is just not here anymore. Probably we're not getting Alvarez. Why would you leave sunny Spain when you've won everything? You're going Barca. You're going Barca. Horrid win with one moment of beauty, but we'll take it. Yeah, well, put my points in the bag. Martinelli does a job. He works well with Hincapié. I hear it. But we've got too much, man, that do a job. We've got too much. I hope I wake up and the penny clicks for a lot of these, man, but it's a myth. I'm not on hoping. And it's not me being positive or negative. I'm actually at the point where I'm just looking at basic competencies. Like, if the girl's butters, she's butters. If she's leng, she's leng. She's not, no, she's leng, but she's got makeup, or she's butters, but if she lost weight, she could be leng. No, you are what you are now, bro. Like, a lot of these players, you are what you are. If you're 19, 20 max, I'll even give a couple 20-year-olds till you turn 23, but not 23, 24, 25 years of age people that have played for big clubs, competed in things. That, bro, you are what you are, innit? And to the point where I'm looking at the gaffer, because you've assembled this in the same way. All the things we done well and do well, done no, all the areas of improvement, it comes to you, innit? You've worked with Sane and Sterling, allegedly had a key role in improving them and all those things. So if you're looking at Noni and saying, "Right, you got potential," show me in it. Because there's been moments I've liked Noni this season. I don't think he's as bad as people make out. But if we're having an honest conversation, bro, man, don't believe in none of these attackers like that. She's not Leng. She's not Leng. Bro, the man them are telling us she's Leng, but we have to squint and tilt our heads. Yeah, man. And everyone can have their preferences. I think we have a lot of average players. Think if we were struggling, big teams would only go for Saka, Eze, Rice, Zubi, bar the defense. Probably. Couple man might get moved to Spain. That's about it. Bro, the pass from Gyökeres was horrible. If we can get Luis Enrique as a manager, he'll get all the players firing. Look what he did with Dembele. I don't think he'll get Noni firing, but we definitely be a lot more convinced in the final third. Noni even scared to cross the ball into the box. He does it against City. I was losing it. And I don't want to I don't want to just make this about Noni Madueke, innit? I don't want it to all